Alright, guys, what is up? Welcome to the episode 11 of the Creator Corner podcast. Today, we are joined with Jeremy de Simone. He's actually one of my good personal friends, and he flew all the way from Toronto to hop on the pod. Not to hop on the pod, but he's here for the pod in
Yeah,
person. So,
super pumped.
welcome, dude.
Thank you.
How's the Vancouver experience been so far?
It's going awesome. Bit jet lagged, but a little low on sleep, but we powered through.
Heck
Nothing 3 shots of espresso can handle.
yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, Jeremy's here for a part two of the podcast. He did a part one online,
Yeah.
and now he's in person, so figured might as well do a part two in person. And Jeremy is a fitness trainer. He's been training a bunch of men and transforming their lives, getting them from fat to model physique.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, basically built my brand off men
Oh,
sustaining 8 to
okay.
12. Oh,
Yeah.
rookie on the pod. I basically built my brand off men sustaining 8 to 12% body fat, right? A lot of people thought that was unsustainable, but reality is like their methods were unsustainable,
hmm
right? So I teach more of the sustainability part. And yeah, no, just enjoying what I do every day.
Heck yeah, that's fantastic. So Jeremy and I actually met at the Freedom Closer
Yeah.
certification program run by Bridget Rogers, and we met there. We started training together, and now he's actually closing for his own fitness company, the Model Mastery Physique brand, which you guys can find in the description down below. Just make sure to check it out for a free consultation from Jeremy. And yeah, we met there, and we've just been friends ever since.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, Jeremy, like now that you're in Vancouver,
Mm-hmm.
based on my physique,
Yeah.
right? Based on my physique, what would you say are some things I'd have to work on?
If you need to work on?
Yeah, like I have a
All
picture,
right, let me see the pictures.
right? Okay, let me just bring that out. Uh, like based on your first impression, right? Yeah, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, well, first of all, this guy looks lean and mean, so he's ready. He's ready for the beach. I would say the muscle group I focus on the most would be shoulders.
Okay,
That would
and
be like your chest is pretty well developed. Arms seem okay from the front end, but I think the shoulders.
okay.
I can't see your back, but I
Oh
see
no,
the
for
shoulders.
sure. So, what do you say is normal for like where do you see the place that most guys need to work on? Like, what's the most common muscle group that they all need to work on?
Yeah, so I find with today's era, like a lot of people, one, they shit on calisthenics,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like body weight training. I believe in body weight training, but I also believe it's good if you add weight to it. Like,
hmm
don't just sit there and do 20 pull-ups, like do weighted pull-ups. I think the number one though muscle group would be shoulders because everyone spends so much time benching,
Okay.
right? Like people do 4 sets of 10 reps or whatever on the bench, and then they'll do incline bench, then they'll do chest flies, and then they'll just do lateral raises and a little shoulder press. I think shoulder press for men is like the number one uh, muscle group people need to work on.
Right. Right. No,
Um,
I totally agree. And like, what's a good amount of weight that they should be aiming towards?
yeah, so if you're about, let's just say 160 pounds, you should probably be able to do about 75-pound dumbbells, 70 to
Okay.
70-pound dumbbells. That's a good
Okay.
goal to go for. So just under your body weight for about 5 or 6 reps.
hmm
I think that's a goal. Um, but yeah, I always my training is like for me, like I don't really care how much I bench. I just return it to my body weight because for me it's all about relative strength.
Right.
I could care less about benching 225 because like I mean I was at like what was it 149 in the summer,
Right.
right? It's like at 225, like of course that's gonna take a lot more years to get there
Oh yeah.
at that body weight. So like I just kind of always relatively base it off your body weight, depending on how
Okay.
you look, and obviously your height, right?
So 50% of your body weight would be a good.
50% would be really good.
Oh
I
yeah.
think just under would be like a solid goal to aim for, and then as you go in through the years of working out, then
Mm.
yeah, I believe you could probably hit like a body weight for like 7 reps. That'd be pretty solid
Oh yeah.
on
That'd be.
shoulder press dumbbells.
Oh yeah. What's your PR with Shoulder.
Shoulder press, I'm just shy of body weight. So I'm around 160 and I can do 75s for 8.
Whoa,
So
dude.
every time I try and get the 80s up, it's like I get like one rep maybe, and then it's like the second one. So I'm gonna try and get the 70s, 75s up to 10 reps, and then I'm gonna eventually get up to 80s.
Right.
A little slower on that side,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll be patient.
Absolutely. No, for sure. Like right now with my shoulder press, I'm 60 pounds
Yeah,
on a good day.
yeah.
Usually I stick to 55 just, because I want to get it done with.
Mm-hmm.
But usually 60
60s.
pounds and I'm 145.
Yeah, I find 60 pounds at 145. Okay, that's pretty solid. Like I mean, 60 for me, there's a big difference between shoulder pressing 50 pounds and
Right.
60 pounds. You'll notice a change. I don't know if you've noticed it personally, but when you go from shoulder pressing 50 pounds and then you get to that 60s, put it 40 to 50, not a big change. 50 to 60, I noticed a change in myself. I don't know
Okay.
about you.
No, I do feel like a lot more fuller out here. Like
Yeah.
this is when I was doing like 65s.
Oh yeah.
Like
Okay.
even like
Yeah.
I was going heavy on everything.
Yeah.
And like before, like the one I showed you right now is more cardio and
Yeah.
like less heavy on
Yeah.
everything. So I do see it in the physique. Like I did like one of the things you recommended on your Instagram actually.
Mhm.
Um I'm pretty sure it was about the overhead press as it is. I saw like one of your stories and
Mhm.
you're talking about like if you're not increasing your weight gradually
Yeah.
per week, then what are you doing or something? Or
Yeah.
trying to,
Yeah.
yeah, so is what what's the reasoning behind that? Like
So
what do you tell your clients about that?
yeah, so basically, especially if you're a newbie, like you've been working out for a while, so you might be a bit different. But if you're a newbie and you haven't made progress in 2 weeks, either you got to change the exercise, substitute it, or you got to change your entire workout plan
Right.
because it sucks. But if you're a newbie and you're progressing, you plateau for about 2 or 3 weeks, you need to change it because that means your body's adapting to the movement patterns, and you got to substitute it. So if you're doing dumbbell shoulder press, that means you got to go to the overhead press or like use a machine. Or if you want to do some like body weight training, you can always do some like handstand push-ups and start working your way up there.
Right.
Um, was it actually handstand push-ups? I believe are probably the best exercise to get good at. You have to be lean, you have to be strong, and you
Oh
gotta
yeah.
have like yeah,
I used
so
to watch
strong.
Stephen Amell do those handstand push-ups.
Yeah,
They were like, dude, that's Green Arrow and I want to do that.
yeah. My mentor Brandon Carter, King Keto, he does the handstand push-ups. I think he does like 15 or like 20 though.
Holy shit. I would never think so because he's so like he's very lean, but he's so
Yeah,
like big,
yeah.
like how do
No,
you like balance yourself out there?
yeah, he's a bit of a legend. He wakes up every morning, does about like 15 of them because he has full body workouts every day. He doesn't define. He goes against science.
I
He
mean,
goes
it's
against.
working. It's working for him.
It's
So
working, man.
yeah,
It's
it's working
working.
for
But
him. No, that's funny. So yeah, so Jeremy and I actually we were hanging out last night, chilling around downtown Vancouver, things like that. And I noticed one thing, right? Jeremy loves steak. He loves it. He talks about it. He asks about it. He runs about it. He loves steak.
I thought you were
So
gonna say something else. But okay.
no,
I thought we were jumping to a few hours later. But
no.
okay.
Oh no. Oh wait. So, what's the reasoning behind having steak every day?
So no, I do a lot of chicken too. So
Okay.
I will say I just like where are you gonna go for a restaurant for chicken? Because they're gonna like
KFC.
KFC, yeah, but that's fried. Like you can't get like a properly done chicken, right? In my opinion, at a restaurant. I've just never seen it. Unless I live under a rock. I don't know. Steak, you can go to a steakhouse, but you
Hmm.
can't go to a chicken roadhouse unless you want to add like 1,000 extra calories to it for
Oh yeah.
no reason, right? Um, so no, I do a lot of barbecue chicken too. I my proteins I keep fairly lean and then I add all my fats in. So like I'm not a big rib guy, but like I'll get my fats through like I'll do strip loin steak and then I'll add like an avocado when I'm at home or something like that.
So I'm curious, you don't take any supplements?
I don't take any supplements, no.
No
I no
creatine?
creatine, no um nothing, no pre-workouts. I do use coffee, but
Yeah, I mean that's
yeah, no, I don't. I've thought about going to creatine, but it's like it's nothing. It's not that I think they're bad. I don't know.
Okay.
That's something I have to reflect on because like I probably could make significant gains on creatine. Like I do recommend it to people, like it's scientifically backed, but I always say not my style.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely. So no like protein powder, no
no
like like what
protein
it's a
powder. I feel like then I, I try and cause the classic gym bros like take your protein shake to the gym, and I'm more like nah. Like I'll go to the gym and then just eat regular food.
oh yeah.
You know, I don't like eating shakes. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like yeah, not a huge fan of that.
Absolutely. Like, dude, one summer I was having like like I got really inspired by, like at that time I was in the fitness industry with my content and everything
Yeah,
at the time. So I was having like three protein shakes a day, two pre-workouts a day,
yeah,
amino acids,
yeah,
all in one day.
yeah,
And dude, I came back to India, did my blood work, and all my levels were high,
yeah.
like way above normal,
Really?
like in a bad high. So
Fuck.
I had to like stop everything for my liver
Holy smokes.
to like go back to normal. So
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're all right, man.
yeah, no, thank you. And
Shit.
so I'm curious, do you recommend anything to your clients regarding that,
Yeah,
or
I recommend them with scientifically backed, but I always say, I mean, I turned out okay without any of that stuff,
right?
right? But I always people that get into fitness always think, what supplement should I take? And it's like you're kind of majoring in the minors. No supplement is going to get you the results. It's going to all be driven by your action
Mm-hmm.
and your commitment. And
Absolutely.
then once you hit like 80% of your physique, like max physique as a natural, supplements will add the extra 20%,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if you want to get to the top tier, yes, use everything possible to get there. But if you're someone that's just trying to lose weight, get a six pack or just put on some muscle, the supplements are just taking your money.
Okay.
You can do that pretty easily. But if you want to max out, then of course you're gonna
Oh
need
yeah.
everything. The
No, for
most.
sure. So like supplements are not the it's not the it's not the magic potion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like bodybuilders, like before supplements were invented, had great bodies,
Mm-hmm.
right? No supplements, like 19s, whatever. Um, they turned out fine too, right?
Right.
So it's not necessity. Now it helps obviously, but um, and honestly, supplements, the main thing is convenience, right? So if you eat, if you don't need to take omega if you eat salmon every day.
Right.
If you eat a relatively healthy diet, those supplements will have very little effect. Sure, you can have a high concentrated dosage, but if you eat healthy enough, here's the thing. I believe, because I believe in God, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I believe God put food on the planet for men and women to eat and live a healthy life.
Right.
So I know if I eat all the food groups, omega is something I would definitely supplement with, but I do eat quite a lot of salmon here
Right.
and there, so I'm okay with it. Um, but yeah, no.
No, absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. And I'm curious. So, wait one second. I'm just curious. Can you just move it? I just want to make sure everyone's. Yeah, yeah. You're calm. You're calm. Yeah. So I'm curious. Before you started Model Mastery Physique, like
Yeah.
when you were on your fitness journey yourself, did
Yeah.
you ever think you'd be in this position right now where you're making hella money and you're also like changing the lives of people?
Yeah. So it started off actually when I was transforming my own body, and I would put like these motivational quotes on Snapchat. And I mostly just did it so I could be consistent. Because if I
Hmm.
have to tell however many people on Snapchat, like on my story, like I was one of those annoying people of like, yo, not giving up today, or didn't feel like running, but I'm doing it anyway. It's like I'm giving myself an identity and I force myself to live up to it.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, Jared, like, how's the fitness? And I don't want to be like, oh, shit, I gave up like a punk.
Yeah.
You know what it's like?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. They're like, oh, you're so committed. I saw that. I'm like, oh, shit, now I'm committed. So I have to keep living up to that
Hmm.
identity. And yeah, no, and it turns out, like, I mean, I inspired people on Snapchat and I didn't even know it. Like when I started talking to people, because it was during COVID, so I was kind of isolated. And then when I kind of got out of it and I transformed, and everyone was like so like amazed, and I thought I would really like, I didn't really realize the impact. I was just
Right.
kind of posting blindly, like
Right.
whatever, be better, blah 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 blah. But yeah, people were digging it, like guys and girls,
Right.
and I was transformed by that, like like completely blown away. And then what happened was I started training some of my buddies, because they were like, "Yo, you got in really good fucking shape. Like, help me with that shit." And I did it for free. Like, I didn't give a shit, right? I was in school at the time. I was like, "Yeah, man. Like, come on over. Let's do it." And then they started getting good results, and they're like, "Yo, Jared, like, you got to make this a fucking business." And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I mean, the only thing that was on my mind at that time was booze.
Yeah.
You know,
And women?
and women, yeah. Like I wasn't thinking about a fucking business. That wasn't the B I was talking about, right? So, um, yeah, but then it started coming out where it's like, oh, I mean, why not? You know, I mean, like, if I work hard, stay consistent, and the goal fitness teaches us is that if we set a goal, work hard, stay committed, we can accomplish anything.
Right.
So I took my lesson through transforming through fitness, and I started a business with that same mindset.
Right.
And yeah, just grateful.
No, for sure. And what did people on Snapchat, like your high school buddies or
The high school buddies,
public
people I met, university buddies,
university buddies?
and yeah,
Nice.
few others.
And here we are.
And here we are, yeah, man.
Here we are.
It
So
started with Snapchat though, those
that is
motivational posts. And I will say, like, if you think you have a talent, advertise it. In the sense as in, like, if I never posted those stories, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't. I did it for myself to post, but I didn't really mean to inspire people, but I happened to. So even if you feel like it won't help people, you're doing them a disservice by not advertising yourself as your talent.
right. No, absolutely. And like one thing that really struck out to me is when you were posting these motivational clips and people are like, hell yeah, and people were watching you
Yeah.
and you had that obligation to fulfill that goal,
Mm-hmm.
to show other people as well, right? That okay, I'm not like just giving up, like I'm doing it every day
Yeah.
and kind of holding yourself to that standard.
Yeah.
Which is so true because I do the same thing with myself. Like
Mhm.
unconsciously it happens.
Yeah.
Like even at YouTube, when I post a video on YouTube and I post a
Yeah.
story, new video up,
Yeah.
I'm yet in the game. That means
Yeah.
like I'm like okay, I have to like
Yeah.
buckle up. Like what am I like? This is not enough.
Yeah.
More.
Here's the thing: if you give someone an identity, they will be forced to live up to it. There was a guy, his story or whatever, right? A guy that never paid anyone back money, right? He owed everyone money, and then he went to somebody else for money, and he's like, "Hey, I'll pay you back." The guy knew of his reputation, and the guy turned to him and said simply, "Hey, man, I know you're a hard worker. I know you're a man of your word, and I know you'll find a way to pay this back to me. Here's the money." And he got an identity. He's like, "Oh shit!" He didn't say, "Yeah, you'll never pay it back to me," but he got a positive identity, and he wanted to live up to it, and he paid the person back.
Right.
And even in like with my clients, is what I do is I start like literally making them hold themselves to a higher standard, because you don't rise to your ambitions, you fall to your standards.
Right.
And if you don't know what your standards are when the days you don't feel like pushing through, on the days where it doesn't make sense to go to the gym, or it doesn't make sense to do the extra hour work, the days where it's so hard, you're going through family emergencies, crises, all that shit. What do you fall to? What do you like? Whatever you fall to on the lowest days are your standards, because that was acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
And one way you can tell if you have higher standards is if you keep getting the results throughout all the bullshit. I mean, I don't without getting into details. 2024 was a bit of a big learning lesson for me. It was a big eye opener. I had a lot of change in my life. Uh, it was a big year,
Right.
right? It was a growing year for me. And you know what? I haven't even learned my lesson from 2024 yet, right? Like, it's still developing. I got closer to my sister. That was a positive, but I'm waiting to see what changes in the next few years, what I can look back into,
Okay.
right? Um, but yeah, but throughout all the bullshit, I stay consistent with fitness, and that was like my standard. So that's a good way of measuring like where your standards are at in life. Like, you don't feel like running this podcast on some days, but you show up anyways.
Right. Yeah. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like yesterday, I'm gonna be completely honest and like vulnerable on my own freaking podcast. But here we go.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I did not want to film a video at all, dude. I was like, oh, I'm gonna film a video.
Yeah.
And oh, the satellite just went. And
Yeah.
yeah, just had to do it anyways.
Yeah. You
Just
had
had
to
to
do it
make a video,
anyways.
keeping the feeling aside.
Yeah.
Because the thing with YouTube and podcasts, and even like when you're making content for fitness, you got to be in that. You got to have that energy with you, right? Like
Yeah.
like, what is up? Today I just crushed a podcast, I crushed a workout, like,
Yeah.
it's very hard to maintain that
Yeah.
at all times.
So the thing for success is obviously you need to have goals. They have to be specific, measurable, and when you set goals, a 10-year-old should be able to tell you if you
Mhm.
accomplished it or not, because it should be so specific with a deadline and clear, right? Discipline, obviously, when it comes to discipline, you got to do the thing you said you're going to do when you don't feel like doing it and pretend like you enjoy it, right? So people say, "Oh, I want this, but I don't really feel like doing it right now." Well, that's the perfect time to build discipline. You push
Right.
through the hard times so you can stay consistent during the easy times, right? It's another thing for a standard. And then finally, the third thing, and everyone forgets about it, you have to have goals, discipline, but a lot of people forget this. You need to have energy.
Right.
Energy is taking care of your physical health, taking care of your mental health. And the third thing everyone forgets about is environment.
Mhm.
So, for instance, I hit a workout with Parsa 2 days ago or yesterday, and I was jet lagged. I did not feel like hitting the gym, but my environment, my buddy,
Parsa.
yeah, he was full, and I'm like, okay, well, I got to match this, right? I'm hitting the workout, and I hit a freaking PR, right? But I was so tired. It's crazy because of the environment you were around feeds off it. That's why like my community and my coaching program is so powerful, because it's just a bunch of guys leveling up, getting closer
Okay.
together, and you're feeding off it. And if you hang out with friends, like imagine if I came to you, you work out, you're like, oh yeah, I didn't really feel like hitting the gym today. I was kind of tired. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Get in there. I feel like a loser. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like because you hold me to a higher standard. And just like if you said that to me, you'd be like, well, what the fuck was that?
Oh
Right?
yeah.
It's like, so your environment really determines your energy. And people that say, oh, energy isn't that important. Well, think of it like this. How well you do something is determined by your emotional state at the time,
Right.
as how you feel at the time. Let's say you're getting a blowjob, right? One girl, it's her first time, she's kind of shy, right? She's kind of shy,
Yeah.
right? But the second one, she's diving on that thing like a loose ball in the Super Bowl. Which one do you think is going to feel better? They're both doing the
Wow.
same thing.
Yeah.
They're both doing the same thing, but one emotions about it are so much different. And the result is going to be so much different because it's not just about going into the gym and half-assing and tired and not putting in the effort. It's about going in there with energy. So goals, discipline, energy. If you have that, you'll be able to have success. The success is in the middle of that.
Absolutely. And so that's your I the inputs for success.
Input for success. Yeah, you have goals, discipline, energy. You have
Right.
those three things. And I that's actually what I do in my coaching program is I break that all down. Is like how do we have that? Right. And then is of course I think correct me if I'm wrong with your life, you need to have urgency and patience. You need that
Mhm.
right balance. Urgency comes from you being in pain. If you're in pain, you're struggling, you're not
Mhm.
comfortable, you're out of your comfort zone. You need to change. That you can when people lack consistency, it's because they don't have enough urgency.
Right.
If you're urgent, you're in a lot of pain, you're struggling, whether you've been bullied, whether you feel super insecure, whether you hate yourself, trust me, you'll be able to stay consistent to any
Mhm.
diet, any workout plan.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's a bad one, even if it's not sustainable, you'll push through
Oh yeah.
because you're so uncomfortable. And then obviously with the patient side, once it's working, staying consistent and which is the urgency, but then also being patient with it and not
Mhm.
overdoing it. Where it's like, hey, okay, I did my 12K steps, now I want to get 20. But when you overdo it and you lack the patience, trying to get 2 steps ahead, it shoots back like an elastic band.
Mhm.
So it's finding that combination of urgency and patience,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Very, very important when you're setting goals.
No, for sure. I couldn't agree more. Like, patience is one thing I've definitely have had to learn
Mm-hmm.
in 2024.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like patience is one of the biggest things I had to learn.
Yeah. And patience is important. That's something I struggle with my entire life. And this kind of brings me to my next point is, you know, my biggest red flag in friends is if they are late for something, let's just say, do they say, sorry guys, I'm late because of traffic, or do they say, sorry guys, I'm late because I didn't leave early enough? If they say they were late because of traffic, let's just say first 10 minutes of meeting them,
Yeah.
right? Instantly, they think things happen to them
Mm-hmm.
and they don't take responsibility for shit. Sure, there might have been traffic, maybe not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily their fault, but this the person that walks in and says, "Sorry guys, didn't leave early enough." They take responsibility for their shit,
Right.
right? And it just how you phrase something is so powerful because pretty much when I meet people and I want to determine if I want to be friends with them, I just look if they take accountability or if
Mhm.
they blame other things.
Right.
And that simple analogy will determine anything else throughout the friendship. Whether it be like they blame something else, oh, it's because this, or be like, yeah, you know what? Honestly, I probably could have handled that better. Sorry, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just very, very different terms. And one of the main goals or one of the main things I see in like losers, I'll be honest, is they focus so much on the problem and not much solution. Like for instance, I don't say stuff like I'm hungry. I'm switching my vocabulary to yo, I need to get some food.
Oh yeah.
Right? You know, I don't like just little things like that where
Mhm.
it's like you focus on the solution all the time
Right.
as opposed to focusing on the problem.
Right. I couldn't agree more. Like even recently, I've been trying to change the way I think because your thoughts do create reality, regardless of
Hmm.
what you think.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to change that. It's very hard to like constantly
Yeah.
keep yourself in check. But at the same time, when you do keep yourself in check, you can always go back and see, okay, why did I think this way
Yeah.
initially in the beginning? Like okay,
Yeah.
and this needs fixing. Let me go ahead and do that right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I couldn't agree more. So.
Yeah. And the last thing with goals, though, I'll say is every goal you have, you need to break it down into daily non-negotiables. So, for instance, if you want to lose, easy math here, if you want to lose 50 pounds, you will know, okay, well, if I want to lose like 2 pounds a week, let's just easy math, 25
Yeah.
weeks, right? What do I need to do? Well, probably need to be in a 1,000 calorie deficit every day,
Right.
right? That's 2 pounds of fat a week. And what you're going to discover is if you write it down, pen and paper, and then do check marks daily after like 10 days, as opposed to only being down, let's just say 2, 3 pounds, and you'd be like, oh my God, I still got 47 pounds left. Instead, you're going to see a checklist being hit 10 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be like, holy shit, bro, I just did 10 perfect days.
Oh yeah.
Let's get 11. And every day, nonstop, it's going to be so much easier to stay
Mm-hmm.
consistent. And the next thing you look back, you just see a bunch of victories on your board. And you're like, holy shit, what did I do? Like,
Yeah.
and then I'm down 20 pounds, let's go. Right. So accept where you are, hit the daily non-negotiables. Obviously, the daily non-negotiables would depend on your goal and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but focus on breaking it down. The goal can be discouraging, focus on the habits.
No, for sure. And actually, from our last podcast we had,
Yeah.
you told me about the goal setting, and I started doing it. Like, okay, I'll give it a try, see
Yeah.
how it is. One weekend, I started doing it.
Yeah.
Checked everything. Second weekend, it just became a habit.
Yeah.
I was doing
Yeah.
it without even thinking. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is done now.
Yeah.
YouTube clip up for the day.
Yeah.
Filmed a video today, and edited a video today.
Yeah.
It just happened like automatically. I didn't have to think twice about it. It
Mhm.
became part of the routine.
It did. And you get addicted or you get excited to check the mark off. Like you
Oh yeah.
don't go to bed. Like for me, I did not eat dinner until 10 p.m. sometimes. Right? This is for business, not for fitness. I
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
working out all
Yeah.
day. But I would not go to bed till 10 p.m. because I needed to check mark it.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's like it was just in my head. I'll relax after dinner, but I am gonna grind my ass off until that last check mark's off. And then when it's done, I go scream like woo, like I like bring out the emotion because like I want to reward myself
Mm-hmm.
for doing it, right? Because
Absolutely.
when it's harder, when it's harder, that's when people give up. That's when people fall back. And if you push through, what does that tell you about yourself? You feel good,
Yeah, that's true.
right? Like not everyone can stay consistent with YouTube.
Oh
You're
yeah.
way better at it than me, man. I don't want to say I gave up on YouTube, but like I definitely like was posting and I was like, okay, I got distracted. You crystal clear on your YouTube, man.
Yeah. No man, like that's one goal for me for sure. And yeah, if you guys don't know, Jeremy's been vlogging every now and then, and
Yeah,
I
I've been
gotta say
doing
the
it.
vlogs are entertaining, man. I like it.
I'm gonna bring them back. I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring them back, buddy.
Yeah. Just gonna do a quick. So now I did on Instagram a couple of days
Yeah.
ago. On Instagram, I asked a question.
Yeah.
So I asked the question of all the people who follow us. Not too many people, but we have a bunch of people who follow us, a tiny community. And I asked them,
Yeah.
Jeremy is coming on the podcast now.
Yeah.
What questions do you guys have for Jeremy?
Yeah.
And one question that really stood out, or the only question that really stood out to me was, what's your purpose for getting in shape?
Yeah. Well, if I'm being honest, I started when I was heartbroken, depressed, and all that shit.
Mm,
The main purpose that I don't know why this sentence always comes back to me, but it's like I didn't want to be told I was not good enough.
mhm,
Again, I didn't want to feel not good enough. And that's where this whole getting to the best version of myself. I realized I'm like, okay, I'm in a first world country, right? I have 2 legs, 2 arms, a roof under over my head. I was grateful, and it's like, but my main motivation was just not being felt because I in school, like
Mm-hmm.
low grades or whatever, ADHD, like learning disabilities, couldn't do, had to go in a separate room to take my test, got a modified test, um, and I felt almost like looked down upon for
Mm-hmm.
like I'd say majority of my life, um, and getting in shape for me was like a way where it's like, no, like I'm not getting, I'm not being felt like I'm not good enough for anything
Right.
anymore. Um, and that's like my motivation to keep going.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. And
Yeah.
yeah, I couldn't resonate with you more right now, actually, mainly being in high school, learning resource center as well.
Yeah.
Not the best grades, if
Yeah.
anyone in high school is watching, you guys know.
Yeah.
And yeah, now like you're absolutely crushing the game
Yeah.
with fitness, changing other people's lives, like how you changed your own life.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that leads me on to my second question. Like,
Can I add to that for a second?
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so if you're in school and you think about dropping out, I genuinely don't recommend it. I think what was it, like 68 or like 70% of millionaires have a college degree. So that says something. And then also, if you're in school, you just because you're not learning maybe what you're truly passionate about, you're still learning how to finish things on time. You're still learning how to collaborate with people. You're still learning social skills. And that those are all skills that will benefit you to what you're truly passionate about. I think a lot of people get carried away with, oh, I should drop out of school. It's a waste of money. But like everything that I've been through in school turned me to who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Even as little as like high school drama,
Right.
as little of how to build friends, how to connect with people, how to collaborate. All skills that I use to this day. And if I didn't go to school, I never would have had that.
No, I
Right?
couldn't
So it's
agree
like
more.
I wanted to say like follow your passions, but like don't be blindsided by the fact that school is like really good, even though there's a lot of negatives in there.
Mm-hmm.
Negative environment. Like if I just kind of wanted to say if I could go back, I would have done it all over again, knowing if I'd end up today.
Right.
Um, so it's not like, oh, school is bad. I wish I started this in the beginning. It's like, no, no, no. I would never would have become this person if it wasn't for those hard times.
No, absolutely. And I think, dude, I think I personally needed to hear that because
Yeah.
sometimes I'm talking to my parents and like, okay, really the point of me being
Yeah.
here? You know, like
Yeah.
I'm doing my own things,
Yeah.
working 2 jobs,
Yeah.
have my own YouTube going,
Yeah.
and you know, like I think this is what I needed to hear because school, like, there's a bunch of networks,
Yeah.
talking to different people, collaborating, like you mentioned, like all of that, and yeah, that's really important, like really important skills to have,
No, for sure.
and I'm curious, like, were you getting in shape initially in high school or college?
So it was second year of university when I dropped out, and it was during COVID. I was at like that low. I was probably drinking like 5 times a week.
Sheesh.
And when I say drinking, I'm not talking like scotch, like one scotch. Like I'm talking like running the tab up.
Like JD's,
Like
all of them.
like what?
Jack Daniels.
Like just run, no, like big bar tabs. Like
Oh
spending like
shit.
150 a night
Damn.
on just straight liquor. Like it was bad. I was at no school, or I dropped out of school, wasn't my program. And then I was heartbroken too. It was just like, oh, all the stuff was like just crashing on the wall. And then I didn't know what I was gonna do. But
And yeah, if you don't mind me asking, like you got heartbroken in university?
university set, yeah, eh, start a second year.
Start a second year.
Start a second year, yeah.
Damn, so you're doing the groundwork for the first year, huh?
Pardon?
You're doing the groundwork for the first year, huh?
No, I was in a relationship for the first year, and I was probably into school for the wrong reasons, probably just a party,
Right.
and yeah, but no, it all turned out.
Yeah,
It all
it
turned
all
out.
had to happen.
Yeah, I went back to school in the third year,
Okay, okay.
so I went back to school with a new program, obviously, because I dropped
Right.
out of the first one.
Which school did you go to?
So I went to Brock University, and then I dropped out of there, and I went to Niagara College for health and fitness,
Right.
right? Because started doing, if I wanted to be like going to fitness, and then I started wanting to do online, obviously, because you can help more people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not glued to the gym all day, and that spoke to me a lot better. And like to be honest, like no, I'll save that for another time. But yeah, no, it was a good time. Then I went to school for
Hmm.
2 years there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
rest is history.
Yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, now you're crushing it. So I hope that answers Finn's question out here. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm curious if I don't know how would I phrase this. If you weren't in fitness, if you weren't like if you stayed through with everything, if you didn't drop out of university,
Yeah.
like where would you be right now?
I would be somewhere in sports. I'm a die-hard Maple Leafs fan. So and I no,
Wow.
but I like American football. I like a bit of basketball too. Um,
What about football?
pardon?
Like soccer football?
Soccer football, I like to play.
Oh,
Watching it, I can do the World Cup, but I can't
right.
do like the Premier Leagues and all that stuff.
Oh,
I'm sorry, buddy. I can do the World Cup and internationally though, like FIFA,
right.
all that stuff. 100% I'm in. Um, NHL hockey's my main sport though.
No, for
I'm
sure.
Canadian.
The Canadian. It runs in your blood,
It
so
runs in my blood.
yeah, but
Actually,
dude,
yeah, my great grandfather or something like that was in the NHL too.
oh no way.
Yeah,
That's
won
crazy.
like 2 Vezinas, and then yeah, I would have been in the NHL if it wasn't for my injury. But
Uh,
here we are today.
no, here we are. That's crazy. You could have been in the NHL.
Nah, I'm joking. No chance I would have been in the
No?
NHL. Nah, I was hypothetical. You know how
Okay.
everyone says I would have made it pro if it wasn't for my one injury?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I tried to pull that.
Ah, fair enough. And so you'd be probably like in the
No, I'd be in
sports
sports
area.
sports management. I'm really good at like GM, scouts, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I would see myself. When I was a kid, I actually wanted to be a zookeeper. Very into animals.
Oh, okay.
Very into animals. And then something about cleaning up shit didn't really appetize me too much. So I switched into sports and still into nature though.
Still into nature.
But yeah,
Yeah, you're in the right spot for that, Vancouver.
Vancouver. Yeah, Canucks won a Stanley Cup recently, right? Oh,
Oh
oh
yeah.
wait, they didn't. That's okay.
Oh,
My Maple Leafs haven't either.
that's crazy. Dude, with the World Cup's coming to Vancouver, so you got to come back.
I know I do got to come back to
Yeah,
Vancouver.
no, for sure. And I'm curious. Now we're gonna go a bit deeper into the
Deeper. Okay.
into the conversation.
All right, man.
So don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
right? I know you're a single man now.
Yeah.
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 So ladies, any lady watching,
Yeah.
his IG's gonna be tagged here, so you know. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
No,
So
that's fine. It's okay.
I'm curious how long you've been out of the game for.
Yeah, I was in a relationship for about 2.5 years. I was in a relationship for 2.5 years, and we split. I'll just say recently.
Okay.
Recently.
And what do you think is the biggest difference you've seen now, like from 2.5 years ago and now, like within modern, I don't know, the current status of dating?
Current status with dating. To be honest, I'm not really back. Like I wouldn't say I'm fully back into it yet. I'm fresh off the bench, so I wouldn't really say I'm submerged too deep in that. My main priorities, like through the relationship and through when I was single, have been business and
Hmm.
myself mostly.
Absolutely.
I've been kind of like doing dating like behind the scenes, but I'm sure it's the same thing. I
No,
mean,
for
I
sure.
help my clients with it too behind the scenes,
Yeah,
so
behind the scenes
I
is
get the
crazy.
inside scoop of the industry. It's kind of because a lot of guys, they want to get in shape, they want to improve themselves, and they
Oh yeah.
want to set more dates. That's
No, for
a big
sure.
motivation for people. So I do a lot of that stuff behind the scenes.
And do you help your clients like land those dates?
Yeah, I do.
My
My
guy.
one-on-one clients, yeah.
My guy.
It's funny. Half their yeah, what to say on like text or like Tinder or whatever they're on. Yeah, I do all
They
that.
they ask you for help on the prompts on how to open lines
Yeah,
or
open lines,
uh,
dating advice.
what's
That's like kind
what's your
of that's
typical?
like the back end model of my business, where it's like majority of the guys come in and it's like not only they require help in the fitness program, but they get like a lot of like dating help, charisma help.
No, for sure. And okay, you mentioned charisma.
Yeah,
Now I'm curious.
yeah,
How does one guy increase that charisma, or like work on the charisma, or like
yeah,
what do you do for your charisma?
yeah.
Because you're a pretty charming guy.
Oh, thank you,
So
man.
yeah, and like, what do you do?
Um, so I think that there's a few things. First thing, every time you approach a girl, the number one thing you need to do is make her feel safe.
Okay.
A lot of people think, oh, I gotta walk in with so much swagger. It's like, no, no. First thing, make her feel safe. right? Then any context related question, depending where you are, if you're at a bar, mall, coffee shop, doesn't matter. And then you want to find common ground, people like each other who are the same,
Mhm.
right? And any like first meeting, I just keep relatively brief, and I would always just get the number, or depending on how old, like if you're like 19, you could probably do like an Instagram or Snap.
Oh yeah.
But um, yeah, no, just keeping it simple. I don't do pickup lines. I think
That's
that's just
that's
cheesy.
corny,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, just like think about it. The girls you like right now, think about the guy they're finger bombing themselves to right now. What type of guy do you need to
Finger
be?
palm is crazy.
What type of guy do you think you need to be? Like, you probably need to be disciplined.
Mhm.
Probably need to have resources. I didn't say rich. You could be like well off. You don't have to be like crazy well off. You can't be fucking homeless,
Yeah.
right? You probably have to be in good shape, right? And it's like, yeah, you become the person that attracts the girl. You are what you attract.
Mhm.
And I took this to an entire another level. You know, when I was on Tinder like 3 years ago, I'd put in my bio, cuffed but swipe if you're still about it. I was single at the time, like, right? But I put in my bio, cuffed if you're still about it. And what I did was, is I attracted all the girls that are open for one night stands, and I just ripped through the app. Everyone was like, "You sure?" You'd get like obviously some girls that were thought it was disgusting or whatever, but like my target market that was just down for one night or whatever, didn't give a shit I was in a relationship, which I wasn't, but it worked.
You're breaking the game, dude.
Yeah, it
So.
worked the game. So give that a try on your Tinder bio. If you want to just do one night stands, just do cuffed but swipe if you're still about it. You attract your direct target market. Say la vie.
And I've never been on a dating app.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't been on it in like 3 years.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they're fun. Here's the thing: if you're in good shape and you're on Tinder, you'll light it up. But you have to know what to post because if you have all shirtless pictures on Tinder, it's douchey.
Oh yeah.
You get one photo.
Mhm.
You get one photo on Tinder of shirtless, and then the rest have to be something else.
Right.
Right? So something adventurous, right? Nobody cares about your fish, bro. Take out the fucking fish down, okay? Like, fucking it drives me nuts. Every time I see a guy's Tinder picture, like my clients or whatever, I first tell them get rid of the fucking fish.
There's a fish.
Yeah,
I
man.
I can understand a dog.
Yeah, a dog. You're walking the
Yeah.
dog. That's cute or whatever. Um, yeah. No, I guess
Fish is crazy,
yeah,
by the way.
my things for Tinder is like you get one good picture of you in good shape by the not a fucking mirror selfie like on the beach or like by
Oh
a
yeah.
pool, right? Do one with some friends, show that you're a social guy, you have friends, you're not a fucking loser, right? Next one would be like some type of adventurous,
Mhm.
like rock climbing, something cool, right? Jet skiing, like some type of adventure. And then the last one, I would just do like a personality pick, like something really, really personal about you, right? So if you actually are a dog person, take a selfie with your dog. Like show yourself a bit. Um, and then I just need 4 or 5 photos, nothing more, nothing less.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, my God,
Yeah. Okay, I know the question now. It's gonna be good.
what do you think the question is?
Probably gonna. I don't know, but I know.
No, no, go rip it, rip it, rip it. I'm curious.
Probably gonna ask, what would you tell her? I don't know.
What would you tell a girl?
I thought you were gonna say, what would you tell a girl if you first met her or something like that.
No, no, no. I wasn't gonna go there.
Oh.
But what would you do? I'm curious now.
What would I do? Fuck, what would I?
Jeremy, grab my model mastery physique.
What would I do if I was with? Okay, give me like the contacts.
You see her at Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Yeah. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Okay, I mean, okay, well, without like being in the moment, it's kind of hard for me to say, but like I'll say like the compliments that I would give is like I would never say, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're hot," or anything like that. I'd always compliment the style.
Oh yeah. I like your fit.
Girls spend like 2 or 3 hours picking a fucking outfit and then changing it 3 times, and then doing their hair 20 times, and then they start getting ready at like 4 p.m. If you tell them you like the style or like you like the color, whatever, like the outfit or whatever, it instantly makes their fucking day.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like if a girl tells you you seem like a nice guy, you don't give a fuck, right? That's like what the fuck, like
I've been told that.
yeah, like what the hell? You don't care, but if you've been working out and a girl says, "Oh, you got a really nice body," you're like, "Really? Thank you," right? Because it's like you've been working hard
I've
on
not
it.
been told like nice body, but like I've got a nice physique, nice smile.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Nice body's awkward,
nice,
dude.
hey, nice
Yeah.
body. You have a nice body. That's still pretty. That's what I mean. But you've been working on it, so you feel
Yeah.
proud of it. It hits
Yeah.
home for you,
Yeah.
right? Girls, they spend a lot of time on their outfits. If you
Mm-hmm.
compliment their outfit, you feel like, oh my God, thank you. Like it took me like 6 hours to pick. And they feel genuine about it, right? So I
Absolutely.
like little substitute things like that would always be key. And then like on the date, always ask genuine questions about their interests.
Right.
The reason why people say don't be the interview question is because guys ask like fucking questions like, so do you have any siblings?
So what's your favorite color?
Yeah, what's your favorite color? Like, shut the fuck up.
Get out of
Like, what
here.
the hell? Like, no. Like,
Get
figure
out
out
of
what's
here.
important to her, what
Yeah.
her passions are, and so ask like context related questions. Like, because every hotshot guy goes into dates trying to charm them and dazzle them with all their accomplishment. The girl doesn't give a fuck. Hot girls get guys like that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They get like crazy successful people hitting them up, trying to impress them. But if you go in there with genuine intentions and be like, hey, I want to hear about you. Tell me about your like you ask questions about their passions, genuine questions, get the feelings out. And then like 20 minutes or 20, 30 minutes in, they're gonna be like, okay, I've been doing all the talking. Tell me a bit about you. And then you can kind of slightly drop your
Mm-hmm.
accomplishment, like slightly show off. Like subtly. But I always downplay my shit.
Oh yeah.
I never
Yeah. I.
upsell that. I was like when people ask me what I do, oh, like, do you know how people like, struggle with, confidence, getting in shape and stuff like that? Yeah, I just transform them into model shape. Like nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. Nothing
It's like,
crazy.
yeah, just it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's light.
Nothing. Like another Sunday for me.
Another Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do my own business. Yeah, I do pretty good. It's all
Yeah.
right.
I'll make around like 10K. Just chilling. No, for sure. Like, dude, if you see someone in Chipotle, I like your burrito. What's it like? Not playing. I'm playing.
If a question, what?
I like your burrito.
If so, then would I approach a girl and say I like your burrito?
Yeah.
Be like, I always eat my meat. I always eat my meat.
Oh no.
I won't finish the sentence, but
Yeah, no, I got what he's saying.
uh,
No, for sure. So, yeah, no, talking about your business now.
yeah,
You've been like, how do you get clients to book a call with you? I know it's like usually through IG organic content, but I
yeah,
know to crack Instagram is very hard, and to get like
yeah,
genuine super fans who follow you is very hard.
yeah,
So how do you go about that?
yeah. So honestly, like I don't have a lot of followers at all. Like people are like you'd be surprised with how little followers you need to build a business. It's not so much about followers, it's more about people resonating with your message, people connecting with you.
Right.
And people do that through feelings, stories, and emotions. Everyone's a bit different. Like there's some people that are more results driven,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if I showed you like a testimonial, you're like, oh fuck, I need that.
Oh
But
yeah.
if I told you a story of how my client didn't know what to eat on the menu when he went for restaurants, and now he has that confidence to go into the menu and eat out with his friends and wake up the next day with chiseled abs and he feels so much happier. It's more emotion, more storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta do a few tactics like that, whether it's storytelling, playing on emotions, and then also focus really deeply on results and looking at the
Absolutely.
part. Because my business, no one gives a fuck about a college degree. They give a fuck about results, like
Mm-hmm.
testimonials, reviews, and if you look the part,
Right.
right? Like think of Amazon. You don't buy a product and then look at the reviews after. Like
Mm-hmm.
you look at the reviews before you purchase it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
You look at the reviews, right? And it's like, okay, it looks good on here, right? So that's you looking the part. You're a walking billboard of your business. And then also now look at the reviews. Okay. You don't give a fuck if it was manufactured in USA or Canada. Like you don't
Yeah.
care if it was certified by
Oh
the
yeah.
by the Toronto
FDA or something.
or
Yeah.
yeah, you don't care who it's fucking certified by.
Mhm.
You care about the product looks good, the reviews are good. I purchase. Who gives a shit if it's certified?
Okay.
Right? If you have an older target market though, might be a bit different where they might want because they're a bit more old school, they might want a bit more certification. Um, I mean, I chose to be certified because I truly love what I do, and why would I not be certified?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not fucking lazy.
Absolutely.
Like if you're a train, like you don't need it. It's not an emergency, but I feel like if you want to go into health and fitness or whatever, you should get a degree because if it's that important for you and you love what you do, you should want to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I
Absolutely.
also like I went 16 years through school. I'm walking out with a fucking degree.
Oh yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grade one, bullshit, like all that type of stuff, like being teased in high school, like bro, like just all the little things.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming out with a piece of paper and I'm throwing my hat up in the air.
Oh yeah.
So
Surely, yeah.
with
Absolutely.
pride, bro.
With pride.
Alone, I don't care. I'm doing it.
With pride. No, for sure. I couldn't agree more. And so you've got like what? You got quite a bit followers, like 1,294 followers.
Yeah, just under 300, 1,300.
Yeah, and having that, like, you have a community of people, like the super fans of people who do,
Yeah,
follow you organically and everything. And I'm
yeah.
curious, like, how do you make people like say, okay, here's my page, this is who I am, book a call with me? Like, how do you like convince them that you are the shit, you are who you say you are on Instagram and in real life?
Yeah, you don't convince them, you show them,
You show them.
right? And you can show them through genuine intentions. Like I've gotten messages where I've been like, "Yo, I honestly thought you were just one of those douchey fitness dudes trying to sell their programs, like meal plans." And it turns out you're actually like really genuine. And I did that because I didn't try and sell them.
Right.
I literally go in with the intention, like I know pretty much all my followers, like family, where they live, where they're from, where their hobbies are, and I ask them, like, "How's your weekend, man?" Like I take the time and I go through, I respond to their stories. Man, like I saw you went to the mall, man. I got to get my Christmas shopping in too, right? Like I genuine, and it's like, and since I'm not pushing at all, and then I only pitch my services if they're like, "Hey, by the way, man, I saw your post. Like, you do coaching?" I was like, "Yeah. I mean, do you want me to give you like a quick rundown on how it works?" Sure. And
Right.
right, um, if you try and get too aggressive, they run away. Everyone's getting DM'd right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you can find a way to stand out, build connections, and because they like you, they'll pay more for it,
Oh yeah, no, for
right?
sure.
Because if you can buy you if you buy something for $50, you don't have to love the person at all. You just be like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, whatever. But I know what the way I want my brand to go. You pay when you pay attention, or you pay attention when you pay, right? The more you pay, the more you'll pay attention to it. So if you want to take something seriously, if you want to have zero chances transforming, like easy math, okay, let's just say you pay 10K,
Okay.
you're gonna get in shape.
Right. Yeah.
You're staying consistent,
Yeah.
right? And in return, you're gonna get the result,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you paid $50 for it, your standards are lower. It's like, oh,
Right.
it's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. You're gonna find some excuses. Like, think of every book you bought for $50. Have you read every book?
Well,
Okay, maybe I know you might be a reader, but like average person,
oh
like
yeah.
no. Put it this way. Okay, this is a perfect example. On the flight here, I had a chance. I bought a book, and I'm like, you know what? I don't normally, take flights out here, but so maybe I just try writing a book. And I'm like, I'm not gonna read the book, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to read the book. So I spent $35 on this book, right? Guess what? Whole flight, I listened to music.
Oh no.
I was like, and I got here, and I was like,
Well,
shit.
you only have the chance of reading it when you go back.
There is a chance of reading it. I'm gonna read it on my way back. But here's the thing: it's like if I paid, let's just say 300 for that book. Fuck the music. I'm watching. I'm reading that
Oh
book.
yeah.
You know what? It's like
Yeah.
so you get what you pay for all the time.
Absolutely.
Um, and people will do that through genuine intention. So I would just say, don't try and sell them. Go with making friends, connect with people, find people in your target market, and they will buy from you eventually. It's pretty much you're friends with them nonstop. To give a bunch of friends on
Absolutely.
in line.
And do you have like a DM setter or something doing it for you sometimes?
Yeah, I do have someone that cops in on my DM sometimes. But I make sure if I reach out to you, it's me.
Okay.
I just have them like with the organization sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
which is can be a little hectic. But when you say, "Hey man, I saw this within this," it's truly me. I take time in my calendar to do that.
Absolutely. That's
So
amazing. No, for sure. And let me ask you this, right? So you've got the business going on right now. You've got like the fitness going on right now. So what are the next steps? What's next for you?
yeah, so the next step would be I'm doing a lean bulk right now, so gonna be adding about 4 more pounds of muscle before my next cut. For the business side, I'm gonna keep growing. There's one more stage that I want to hit before I quote unquote blow it up.
Right.
Um, so I know I'm like doing pretty well, but like I want to hit that consistently. And once I'm doing that consistently, like a little bit longer, like I'd say like after the first quarter of 2025, if I'm still there, then it's like, okay, now it's invest all my money to blow it up.
Okay. And
So the business is still the priority for me.
okay,
Yeah.
let's say first quarter, so that's like what, 3 months in.
Yeah.
Then if you make hitting those
The
goals
same numbers,
consistently,
yeah, that I'm hitting
okay,
now, then it's like, okay, I can take it to the next level and spend some more money on paid ads and stuff.
okay,
Because I'm doing all my stuff organic right now.
absolutely, yeah.
So
And no, for sure. And the paid ads are definitely gonna get like a shit ton of leads
yeah.
that's flying in, dude. If you need a closer, dude, I'm just saying,
Yeah, no,
I can't just
I
sound
know, I
raw.
know a guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's funny is you you don't need like paid ads from like what I've noticed, they're like gasoline to the fire.
Right.
You need to create the spark on your own. Like people that say like paid ads is working smart. But in my opinion, you need to work hard before you work smart.
Right.
And I'm no billionaire saying this, so chill. Listen to Elon Musk before you listen to me, please. But like in my opinion, I think you need to like truly work hard and then you start working harder
Right.
or start working smarter
Mm-hmm.
by investing. Okay, where do I spend my money for this X Y Z? So I guess that would be my goal would be to do a bit more paid ads because if I do this a bit more consistently, then it's like okay, now I have the spark and the fire. Now how can I add gasoline and like
Absolutely.
right? But if your friends don't like your message, then random people that don't know you will not like your message.
Right.
Right.
No,
So
for
if you
sure.
can't get your own followers to fuck with your shit, when the random strangers aren't gonna fuck with your shit, you have to fix your marketing. Once you fix your marketing, you're getting good months, and then it's like, okay, now we get the outside source and we bring this shit up.
Absolutely.
So
So, okay, so you've got all of that planned out.
yeah,
But I'm curious because so many people in the fitness industry, like in the
yeah,
training industry,
yeah,
you can obviously know it as they've bought followers. Like,
yeah,
bro, you can see like
yeah.
they bought like 50K followers and get like 10 likes on the post. Like,
Hmm.
it's obviously bought.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, why haven't you bought any,
Why have I not bought followers?
yeah, to like show credibility or whatnot? I'm
Show
curious.
credibility. Personally, because if you buy them and you have shit engagement, it looks worse for you and you look insecure. It's almost like a guy going up to a girl trying to show off. It's like it's really shows insecurity,
Hmm.
right? You care too much what other people do. I'm like, yeah, I got like 1,300 followers. I'm not the biggest company on the planet.
Yet,
But and when you work with me, you're not a number.
right?
You're a person. I take care of you. You make this investment, you'll be the best thing in your life. Promise you. Right? And I know that if I come off a bit more genuine as opposed to hey another dude with 50K followers doesn't really do the justice for me. There is a way to famous the goose though, and don't tell anyone you this is gonna be the most secret hack within the influencers. So write this down. If you are in like let's just say North America, you run ads to your page, but you set it in the spot where it's like a third world country where the return on investment is crazy.
Right.
So you get a bunch of followers that are real from third world countries for pennies on the dollar
Hmm.
because obviously the return on it, you don't exactly make money. But then after that, let's say you gain like 50K followers, then you start flipping it on North America where it's more expensive. And you're like, oh, bro, this guy has to be awesome. He has like 100K followers, great engagement, but it's
Oh
only
yeah.
freaking, he has like no clients because they're all from like, third world countries and shit.
Right.
Right. And that's what some influencers do. Um, so yeah. There's
That's
you
a
keep,
hack. That's something I didn't
yeah,
know.
yeah, keep
So
note of that. So
that's so wait, but if there's no engagement with the third world countries, like other people in the third world countries commenting on the video
yeah,
post,
commenting on
video.
the videos because yeah, you advertise to them, so you get exposed to their market. You
Right.
get a ton of people. You might want to sell a product for like $10 at that point just to see how much you net in.
Right.
Because you're gonna get a very like lower class market when it
Hmm.
comes to financial stuff, right? Um, but then after that, you get all those followers, and you go to North America and you look more legit when
Right.
you advertise. It's like, oh, this guy has like 50 comments, people loving him. But yeah, it's like he has no clients.
No, for sure. Yeah. No, that's crazy. So that's a hack I never knew that happens. Like, I mean, surely it must be when you're working for like the coaching, like coaching industry at this point, like sales coaching, fitness coaching,
Mm,
things like that.
yeah.
So I'm curious, what is one key takeaway you want to give to people who want to be in your position, like one day, who want to have a fitness company, a fitness coaching company? What's one thing you would tell them today?
You you can't want it. You have to literally not be able to live without it. Like it goes back to your standards. Like whatever you do, like I already talked about, but 2024 was a big learning curve for me. I went through a lot of shit. not grateful for it. Like I'm gonna be better because of it, but you're gonna have to put up with a lot of bullshit.
Mhm.
Don't expect it to be easy. It's simple, but it's easy.
Right.
Sorry, it's simple, but it's hard.
Right.
If that's what I meant. You need to be so uncomfortable with where you are at that you push through the I don't feel like it's like pretty much what you do with these YouTube videos. You only reason you're staying consistent because you push through.
Mhm.
It's unacceptable for you not to have it. So I would really start focusing on that. Um, and yeah, you'll just set goals because your confidence comes from you doing the things you said you're going to do.
Right.
It comes from literally being yourself and actually feeling proud of yourself. It's an energy, right? And you can miss one day and not anybody would know, but you would know. And it
Yeah.
would affect your energy, right? So make sure you do like the day-to-day tasks, write down your non-negotiables and hit them every day and make it like or die trying. Like and then every day I have a thing on my wall where I put like a pin in it
Mhm.
and I just see a wall of victories starting in September. Like I started
Right.
this in September. So like for the past 4 months, I've had like nothing but wins on my board. So of course
Heck
I go
yeah.
into every day. If you literally did the things you were supposed to do every day, how do you think you'd feel about yourself? Probably feel really fucking good. I on my wall I see nothing but did this, did this, did this. Of course I'm gonna carry myself with a bit
Oh
more
yeah.
swagger. So yeah, I would just do non-negotiables and hit them every day or die trying. It's really that simple. And I will say it learning is good, but learning without action is useless. So
Mhm.
when you learn it, apply it quick. And it's not the lack of information out there, it's a lack of implementation out there. The first workout program probably would have worked. The first business plan or whatever would have worked probably. Like there's sure a chance could not have worked, but also you probably didn't do it the way they were expected to it, and you got shiny object syndrome and went another direction.
Mhm.
I made the most progress when I just listened to one person that had a proven system and went all in. And that's
Absolutely.
and you know I didn't even if what other people are saying worked for them, good for them. This system works perfect. I'm gonna stay consistent with it. I have urgency. I'm gonna stay patient because I know it's a proven system,
Mhm.
right? And being patient obviously comes if you see nothing but wins every day. You're gonna be able to stay patient.
Absolutely.
Patient, you get lack of patience when it's not going fast enough and you're not seeing the results you want.
Mhm.
But if you see nonstop wins, you can stay patient. So that's what I would say.
Thank you for sharing that, dude. And dude, you got me fired up, dude. I'm
Thanks, man.
gonna go rip some videos after this, edit this podcast,
Let's
clip it
go.
up. And if people wanted to find you, where can they find you?
Yeah, Jermy.dsimone on Instagram.
Link in bio.
Link in bio. Yeah.
And yeah, man, thank you for hopping on. This is an amazing
Yeah, I'm
freaking
hyped to.
in-person podcast. And yeah,
Yeah.
tonight, Jeremy, me, and Parsa, you've seen him on episode 2 of the Creator
Yeah.
Corner podcast. We're gonna go grab dinner and yeah, maybe like chill and hang out. And yeah, thanks for hopping on.
Guys, Sid in general is a very genuine guy. Like
Appreciate it.
he's legit.
Appreciate it.
So
Thank you.
yeah, if you love him online, you'll love him even better in person.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for hopping on.
What was the first thing you noticed about me actually when you first met me? Like in person?
Dude, I thought you were like a lot more, like a lot taller.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I expected you to be like, maybe Parsa side.
how tall is Parsa?
5'7".
Oh. Oh wait, so I'm taller than you expected or I'm shorter than you
Yeah,
expected?
taller than I expected.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm not that tall, but okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, and I thought you're like, a lot leaner. Because there's one thing on pictures, right? You can
Yeah.
see the like in person.
Mm-hmm.
Like you look hella lean.
Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, like you can see like the muscles, like you can see right now popping through his freaking shirt, dude. Like, dude,
What
just
can I say?
yeah, he just chill like that.
All right, bro.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, and I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.
Thanks.